Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Petty. I lost my daughter in the tragedy at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. We are many of the families of the amazing children and teachers murdered at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School on Valentine's Day. We would like to begin by recognizing the people of Parkland, Coral Springs, and across the country that have shown support for us in our time of tragedy and our heartbreaking despair. Please know that the incredible support is deeply appreciated and has made a lasting impact on our lives. Thank you. Today we have gathered to support passage of legislation aimed at improving safety of children and teachers in our schools. Our message is simple. We must be the last families to lose loved ones to mass murder in a school. This time must be different, and we demand action. We come from different backgrounds and hold a variety of viewpoints. Yet we are united on this. No family should endure what we have endured. We implore our state leaders, and specifically the Florida legislature, to demonstrate the ability to take action. We believe the following common sense initiatives are a good first step to keep all children safe at school. Number one, our state leaders must enhance the safety and security of our schools. Number two, our state leaders must keep guns away from those that pose a risk to themselves or others. Number three, our state leaders must improve access to mental health care resources for at-risk youth. We believe Governor Scott's proposals demonstrate good movement towards the goal of preventing future acts of school violence. We call for passage of legislation and funding that achieves these three initiatives during this legislative session. We ask Governor Scott to sign this legislation into law. The victims' families can't make this change happen alone, and we need the help of everyone touched by our tragedy or legitimately afraid for our children to make sure these tragic school shootings stop. Please contact your Florida state representatives today and encourage them to pass this legislation immediately. The Florida legislative session wraps up in less than a week. Please act now to let your elected representatives know we have had enough. This time must be different. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Good job.
Okay, so there's three families that would like to talk. Fred Guttenberg is going to go over there to talk. Lori Alhadef, she'll be over here. I'll be somewhere in the middle.
We have a moment to get our microphones.
Yeah, absolutely. Take your time.
What did you say? Please have them come to the mic stand. We're all set up. We don't have to run all over. We're all set up.
Ryan, and Fred.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
There were three families who were going to speak.
Yeah,
Can you bring them to the podium?
They want to do it all there. Yeah, just do it here, Fred.
Okay, that's fine.
Picture. Thank you, guys. Not to my knowledge. Go.
Hi, my name is Lori Alhadef, and my daughter was Alyssa Alhadef. She was brutally shot down on February 14th on Valentine's Day. What do we do now? We need to start making our schools safe again. And how are we going to do that? 4 ways we can start by doing that. 1, harden our schools. 2, collaboratively work with law enforcement, with the schools and administration. 3, we need layers and layers of security measures in these schools to make them safe. And 4, we need money from the state and our government to help make our schools safe again. Thank you.
Lori, is it L-A-U or L-O-R?
I think you can figure that out.
I'm sorry.
L-O-R-I. I'm her mom.
Yeah.
Many of the student survivors who would have been friends of your daughter have said that they feel that there's a need for just a restriction on the AR-15 or the assault weapon, and that seems to be a sticking point in Tallahassee. So if you have an opportunity to talk to the lawmakers, what do you say to the lawmakers specifically about what we're hearing so many students asking for?
You know, I think the guns it's an issue, and I think it's an issue for another day by many other folks who are taking that on. What we want to know here is how we're going to make our kids safe, going to school every day, and not just our kids, all of your kids and all your grandkids. That's what we want to do. So let's kind of rally together. Let's be one nation that we bring together. Let's protect our kids, protect our schools.
Can you tell me who your daughter was to you?
Our daughter was our life. Part of us died that day. My daughter was shot in the heart, in the spine, in the femur, in the femoral artery. If she lived, she would have been paralyzed for life. Part of us died that day. No parent should have to deal with this again. No family should have to deal with this again. And while the folks out in the legislative offices make their decisions and roles, we all have to come together. We have to help them understand what it means. Our families mean everything to us. Are we not a family? Are we not a community? Are we not a state and a country? What are we fighting for? What did this nation fight for? We have to stick together, and we have to fight to make sure our schools are safe. What did our daughter mean to us? It meant everything. And we have other kids, and they mean everything to us. And they're hurting. And many of you out there are hurting with us. And if you're hurting that bad, then stand up for what you believe in. Stand up to make our schools safe. No family should ever have to deal with this. No school, no community, no country should ever have to deal with this.
Mr. Alladette, has this been so mired now in politics that the families feel like they have to either comply or compromise on some things that they just don't want to compromise on?
I don't think we're compromising. We're staying for what we believe in, which is keeping our schools safe. Making sure the kids can go to school without fear. That's not compromise. That's all of us what we believe in.
Would you rather see the ban included in the bill on weapons of war?
Again, I think that when it comes to weapons and guns, that's a fight for another day, and that might be all part of this in the end. And there's plenty of folks fighting that battle. I'm not ready to fight that battle here. What I'm ready to fight for is this school. This school, the school next to it, and the schools all around. That's what I'm ready to fight for.
We're fighting for all the kids of America, not just Parkland. We're fighting for everyone. No kid should have to say to their mother, "Mommy, am I going to die today if I go to school?" Think about it. Thank you.
Thank you. We're so sorry for your loss.
My name is Fred Guttenberg. My daughter was Jamie. And I'm going to start with one of the questions that I actually just heard about. What was your child to you. This was one of my 2 children. This child was my life. Every day feels like a broken day in my house now because she is no longer with us. The idea that we have to stand here today to make it clear to the legislators in Tallahassee after an incident like this, our unity is unfortunate, but we are unified. And that's what I want to talk about today. What I want you all to know is we actually spent our morning today in a conference discussing school safety and security. All of these families are together on the need to do something with regards to school safety and security. All of these families are in favor of what Governor Scott has proposed. We accept the fact that it is right now the minimally acceptable effort that you can get passed in Florida. That's just right now the way it is. But we, as families, there were 17 families who had a tragic loss. We all grieve in our own way, but I can tell you, we all standing here today, we are unified, we are together. We want to see common sense reforms that are in front of the legislature now passed as per the statement. Regarding the issue of guns, we as a group, okay, we're unified on all of this is important. However, there are those of us, for example, Ryan, who is able to tackle the issues in Tallahassee around school safety. There are those of us, Max Schachter, who's really spearheading the effort around how do we make our schools more safe and more secure, okay? And that's the one who organized the whole effort this morning. We're not small-minded. We can handle all of the issues. I am tackling the issue of gun safety, but I'm tackling that beyond the walls of Tallahassee at this moment. We are unified. The statement speaks for itself. We want to see that passed this week. Thank you.
So, sir, it sounds like some of the parents that you have a disagreement about the automatic weapons, so you decided to go with what you agree with?
No. Don't misread my words. What we agreed on is we want to get something passed that immediately addresses the safety in the schools. We know in the state of Florida, this is what we can get passed. So don't misread my words. We are completely unified.
So all the parents are in favor of
banning
the automatic weapons?
That is not what I said. I said we're in favor of the legislation that we want to see have passed. So,
Brad, do you guys support arming teachers, letting teachers or school personnel have weapons on campus?
we're in favor of Governor Rick Scott's bill that does not include that.
Brett, we've seen the students come together in just a phenomenal way, going to Tallahassee, planning their trip to D.C. Do you think all the parents, such as yourself, would be as united had you not seen the students themselves, the survivors of this, stand up and do something about this?
I'll say this. These students, they're my heroes. They have been heroic. They have fought for their rights. They have fought for their right to go to school and live. And they are heroic. Having now gotten to know all of these parents, they're my heroes also. I do believe these parents here don't ever want to see this happen in another community ever again. And we are all going to stand strong, and we are all going to continue to fight until every effort is made to ensure not just the safety of schools, and that's really what we're talking about today, is how to secure the schools, but down the road, how to make sure we all can walk out in public safely without fear of being shot.
Brad, can I follow up on this gentleman's question over here? He said it's not in the governor's bill, but a lot of us here, a lot of people in this community are interested specifically in your answer and in the other parents. Is arming teachers a possible way forward? Is that a possible solution?
I won't speak for everybody, because I'll let this statement speak for that. If you're asking me of my personal, I do not believe in that as a solution. So, did anybody else want to speak?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
My name is Max Schachter. It's Maxschachter. My son was Alex Schachter. He was the sweetest little boy. And after he died in the massacre here, I formed the Alex Schachter Scholarship Fund to preserve his memory, his love of music, and also to promote school safety so this never happens again. The Federal Bureau of Investigations, the Broward Sheriff's Office, the legislators, they all failed me, failed my son, failed all these 16 families. So I could not wait for them to take action. I formed the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School Safety Commission. Our first meeting was this morning. We had experts fly in from across the country, from Los Angeles, police chief, Miami-Dade County police chief. We had Atlanta, Houston, Dallas. Everybody in the field were experts in the industry. Our goal is to create guidelines, best practices, so that this does not happen again. But we need your help. So out of this meeting, we are going to produce these guidelines and produce it so that all schools can be safe and this never happens again. During this process, I asked all of the experts. We had over 25 experts from across the country. I said, is the solution to put more guns in the hands of teachers? Everyone said no. Not a single expert said that was a good idea. I need help, though. I need the President of the United States. I need the United States government to help us. We cannot do this alone. This is not stopped. It continues day after day. After 9/11, they created the TSA. There should be an organization, a department that is in charge of protecting our children. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Show us the picture, please.